You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
You going to rock that, are you?
What do you reckon?
Well, I want to get a made. I just thought, like, I was desperate to get a made. You were a bit like, oh,
money man, money mind, the money mind.
Yeah, I know, but now they're still expensive.
Yeah, but now I've got it on.
Yeah,
and they're hotter than we could possibly have imagined.
Yeah, well, no, I imagine they'd be hot. I had that. Do you know what that is? That's my brain creating something in my brain and then seeing it come to life like I'm a fucking magician.
Proud of you, buddy.
We don't need to be proud. It's more like you should be marveling.
Oh, I should marvel.
Yep.
You think I should marvel?
I'm not saying you should marvel, but it would not shock me.
It's objectively hot.
Yeah.
It's objectively hot.
Yeah.
Objectively.
Let me feel it.
Yeah.
What's the? How's the zip
stretchy
go?
at the bottom.
How's the zip go? Real good. Is that a hood in there at the back?
Yeah. Welcome back. I'm wearing a hot jacket.
Well, it's not a jacket.
It's a windbreaker.
It's a windbreaker. It's a hot windbreaker, though.
That's what we do now.
That's what we were just talking about. Basically, the power of the human mind, but specifically my mind, to envisage something and then to birth it into the world.
Yep.
Yeah.
These aren't for sale yet.
No, they're not. I've got an idea for a T-shirt as well.
Do you?
Yep.
Good day.
Good day.
Just, if you're not on board yet.
Shout out to the thousands of people subscribed to Good Day. Let's not start with an ad, but, I just want to shout out to the thousands now that are subscribed. Actually, I was at the pub last night, and I won't name names. Not an ad, everyone, but...
We don't start with ads.
Mate's Misso, who's also a mate, she works at a place.
Yep.
And I have no connection, like outside of her, but like no genuine, and like everyone there's on it.
Get fucked.
Yeah. So, not an ad. Anyway, welcome back to the Thursday show. I will say this about the Thursday show, Eddie. I love it dearly. I also, at some point, and this is what the maybe rugby league offseason will provide us, is just an opportunity to get a bit fucking weird again. I feel like Rose, when the Rose comes back, it's also time like Rose, just to get a little weird, to look at some crazy shit around the world. I'm happy
to get weird next week.
I'm happy to get weird next week.
Do you want to get weird next week?
Yeah, I could get weird next week. I mean, to be honest, there's a chance that I might get weird today, but I could certainly get weird next week.
Well, you want to get a couple of... Have we got some in the fridge?
What day is it today?
Wednesday.
Seems reasonable.
I'll have one or two.
I'll have one rosé. And this is obviously, we're going to get some rugby league. Now that we're having a rosé.
Yes.
How fucking insane is it? Like espionage, spy movies, fucking James Bond, all that sort of shit.
Love them.
But yes, thank you, Cody. Oh, no, you bring it, mate. We'll pour him. Yeah, we'll pour him. That, and it's who the reporting was Mossad, which is like the Israeli fucking spy arm.
Yes.
No, this is pretty goddamn cold,
dude.
Is
it cold?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, Mossad.
Mossad
of...
not Josh Massoud.
Mossad, I'm happy to be stood corrected. I don't know if that's the right terminology. Obviously, it's stand corrected, but if I'm using it in that sort of tense,
then is it stood?
Stood corrected. Did they burst onto the scene when they tracked down that evil cunt Eichmann, I believe, one of the architects of the final solution, Tom, in Argentina, smuggled him out in the 50s maybe, put him on trial?
Listen, Eddie, two things. Respect your knowledge. Second thing, I don't know what you're talking about.
Mossad.
I know who they are.
The Israeli intelligence agency.
I don't know the final solution. I don't know Eichmann. I don't know any of that shit.
A Nazi, right?
Okay.
Adolf Eichmann.
He was called Adolf as well?
Adolf Eichmann, right? He was basically in charge of logistics for the fucking most heinous thing to have ever happened. And he fled to Argentina post-war, new life, new identity, and Mossad smuggled him out of the country, got him back to Israel, put him on fucking trial. He ended up being hung, obviously.
Terrific.
Yeah, but I think that was their that's how I know of them.
Did you see that doco, my neighbour's a Nazi or some shit?
Living next door
Nazi
evil or
next
something.
door or whatever, and it was like a guy from the fucking.
Cheers.
Hey, cheers, bro. Anyway, what I want to say about Mossad, and I'm not saying this is just wild shit. They had.
Oh, that's good. That's objectively good.
Fuck yeah, that's good. Oh, the when the taste buds tingle in your mouth.
It's just the season.
Again, not ads, guys. They basically the leader of Hezbollah.
Yep.
Basically said to all of the like fighters, don't use phones anymore because you can get tracked. Use pages. So they all got fucking pages. And it seems like provided by Mossad, who got them from Taiwan, who basically fucked with them and put like a small amount of explosives in there next to the battery, and so they could be remote detonated. And they fucking blew them all up at the exact same time in like an area where there was a shitload of them. Only killed 9 people, not to dismiss the 9 people that got killed, but like...
Injured 2.8 thousand.
Yeah.
2.8 thousand.
Yeah, and the videos are fucking insane. Of just
I saw the video today and I was like, how's this working?
Dicks getting blown off, you'd assume, just given where a pager hangs out.
That feels like Cold War spy movie stuff.
It's spy movie shit. If you saw it in Bond, you'd be like, bullshit.
Bullshit. It
does.
Also getting that many pages in the hands of the enemies, or was there a lot of collateral damage?
So it's been alleged that Mossad infiltrated the supply chain when they ordered them from Taiwan, and so on their way, they've intercepted them and then put in this PETN explosive.
That is...
What a hectic job.
That's spy shit.
On the batteries.
That's spy shit. But what an insane job. And like to be a spy or like whatever the fuck you would call the people who are doing that. Like you'd be like when you're all in there bloody putting bombs in beepers, you're like, Jesus, we are in some kooky shit, aren't we? We're up to no good.
Bombs in beepers.
We are up to no good.
Oh, fuck yeah. My only experience of a page is my old man used to have one, and it used to, and the most it would go off, because he was in the rural bushfire brigade. The most it would go off was like every Monday night for a test. That was basically it.
It's funny, yeah. That's actually also the pages. Never saw one in my house. Did you ever? We never had. No, mum and dad never had pages. Well,
No, never had a pager.
no.
Pages, I think, were more like if you're on call for shit.
Yeah, no, but back in the day, a pager was not. But a pager was like,
Could you page someone a message? Was it like a text?
Yeah, it'd be like, call me.
Call me? Yeah, because you're out. You
didn't have
you're out
phones and
about.
shit, so it'd be like, all right, you just get to a phone and give me a buzz.
Do you ever have the briefcase phone?
Dad had one, I think, but it was again like I barely remember it.
Big fucking thing. You unzipped it, plugged into like the. I think you plugged it into the what's it called? The cigarette lighter to power it, and then there was like you clicked it into something else. It connected to the aerial on his ute. You could call from fucking anywhere,
dude.
We've gone backwards since then.
Mum had a phone in her car, but like a.
Dude, that's...
And so I think you'd connect your mobile. Did you even do that? I don't even know. Like connect your mobile when you're.
I don't think so. I think car phones were just a phone in the car. That was some posh shit.
But I don't know whether you had to connect because otherwise, what's your number? Can you?
Had a phone. You had a car phone number because
remember the Pajero? Mum had the Pajero, and that was
That's
just
what I'm saying.
But that was like a landline number. It wasn't a mobile.
It was a landline. Like, because
Really?
Jerry
How the fuck does that work?
Seinfeld.
Just check Pajero phones back in the day.
Jerry Seinfeld, there's an episode in Seinfeld, he was like, have you got your number for your phone in the car? He's like, yeah, I do, and they call it because someone steals his car and they have a yarn with them. So they had their own number.
There you go. I do remember that. It's pretty thug. Now you just have a phone. That's everywhere.
Take me back. Although I was never part of that car phone movement, but...
Listen, dude, it was fun while it lasted. It did change. It disappeared once a mobile came.
Tell you what used to get the Simpson clan from Dubbo to Sydney. Big trek when you got young kids. You'd know about that. Is we would get the DVD player and the screens that's strapped to the back of the seats.
Oh,
little fucking 15 by 15 centimeter jobs, pixelated out the arse, and we'd just rip in, baby.
Dude, I remember when we didn't have this. But
maybe some Spy Kids on there.
When people got DVD players in their cars and the screens built into the back of
We didn't have that.
No, we didn't have that either.
That was posh shit.
But when you saw that, you're like, what the fuck, dude? Like, get me on a long haul drive.
Get me the fuck on a long haul drive. That was
me in the car.
Ours was from like Clint's or something. Like it was a strap job. It wasn't. It didn't work as seamlessly. Obviously, surprise, and the built-in job.
It was from Clint's.
Shout out to Clint's. No longer with us, or at least not in Dubbo. But you know what predated that poshness? CD stacker.
Dad had a CD stacker, and he was so proud of it. It was like 6 CD stacker, but you'd have to go to the back of the car.
Yeah, that's where it was.
Because
it was huge, bro.
You had to go and stack it in. And then he'd be like, oh, check this out. And then he'd be like, new CD.
Was that back when the boot was king?
As in like when a boot had a bit more respect on its name?
I think Boots used to have a lot more respect on its name.
They used to do more.
Well, we've gone the way of the SUV, Tom. Or the Ute. Ute or the SUV, but let's just go SUV. A lot of people have SUVs now.
Yeah.
So the boot has sort of it's fallen by the wayside.
And we're talking a boot's boot, not like a wagon or an SUV.
I'm talking a sedan.
Yeah.
Right? And the first thing you'd ask about a sedan, the first thing you'd ask is not about built-in fucking screens, not about leather seats, not about sunroofs. How big's your boot?
Trunk space.
How big's your boot?
Yeah. Let me get a look in there.
Can I have a look at your boot?
And sometimes they'd be you could fit a couple of suitcases comfortably in
Mate, you used to be able to move a whole family.
Yeah.
Easily.
Just around the corner or right across Australia.
Yeah. Like Dawson's did.
Yeah.
Based on the boot space. I remember my old man when he got a good honest Australian boot, or when he came across one, he'd marvel or he'd show it off.
I would be shocked. I'd almost half expect Chilton to start stepping out a boot. You know, let's get the size of this thing out.
I've never seen the old man step a boot out, but I guarantee he would have.
Of course he would have.
You telling me the old boy hasn't stepped a boot out?
Big time.
I used to step boots out, but this is back when we had the six CD stackers in the boot.
Yeah.
You had the subwoofer in the boot,
Yeah.
Tom, built in. You had the neons in the boot built in.
Dude, what about just the fact when this is one of the ones Dad got excited about back in the day when you could you got the mirror down, like then it was that it popped off and you could swing it around to the side if the sun was there, and then when Dad really started to come in his pants was then you could it could extend. So the flip down sun blocker,
So the sun visor.
then you can unclip it and swing it around to the window.
Yep.
But then if the sun was a little bit further than you wanted,
which it does.
sometimes it gets you. Then he just and he'd slide it back.
So that's posh.
That's fucking. Is that ritzy? Is that part of my lived experience that I don't realize is posh, but it was posh? Because that's insane.
Can I ask you this? This is pretty much the definition.
Are we unpacking my poshness without just?
No, we're
I
not.
don't mind it.
No,
try and work it out. Is this posh?
I don't think that's posh.
No, that doesn't feel posh.
Tell you what's posh. If you could go, wouldn't mind a breeze. That's posh.
Yeah.
Instead of hook,
Yeah.
wind that bitch.
We did graduate from the handle wind down window to electric early on in the going.
I didn't graduate to wind down. This is me personally until after Fergie, which was 5 years ago. So I was winding me old.
You were winding, and those things were fucked. But like family car, surely your parents would have had.
No,
our
first electric window was the Ford Discovery.
But what year?
We had a Toyota Camry, maroon coloured, for a long time.
Oh, man.
Then Mum and Dad got a really odd choice. They got a Toyota. This is going to do my head in. Echo, maybe? And it was basically an old person's car. Like, they used to get shit about it all the time. Toyota Avalon, I think it was. They used to get mad shit for it because it looked like they were like...
Who was giving them mad shit?
Their friends.
Oh, okay.
They were like, you look like you're fucking 70 at the time. They were
Similar
probably
body
late
shape
40s.
to a Camry
Yes.
sedan.
But, get the Avalon up.
Also, Tom, do you remember with just back on the visor thing, the green car Dad had? You had the visor that slid back, but then there was also the backup one for the front. So you had like the...
Yeah, he had a mini backup visor for the...
That's posh. That's posh as fuck.
I forgot about the backup.
There was
visor.
also a fridge in that car.
That's right.
Okay.
I forgot about the fridge. And Dad would be like, check out how cold my soda water is. Like, he fucking...
Was it a Pajero? I couldn't find any Pajeros that had phones in
No,
them.
the Pajero had the phone. Dad's was a Lexus.
Yeah, right. I couldn't find any Pajeros with
That's
phones.
good stuff.
Yeah, I forgot about the fridge. It'd keep his Mars bars cold and his fucking
His Mars bars.
I just remember
my
having like ice cold Mars bars in there.
Yeah,
Jesus
so
Christ.
yeah,
Is that the Avalon?
Yep.
Yeah, it does look old.
It was
It doesn't look young.
the early 2000s model looked worse, and it looked older than that.
Can
know
you
what I'm saying?
see? There's some electric car company that's bringing out like a retro electric car from like the 80s. I saw it. I'm like, this actually looks fucking sick. It just looked dribbly, but like it's almost like a concept car. I don't know. I'm not a big car guy, dude. I'm not a car guy at all.
There's like I've got mates, a couple of them that can look at, I would say 99% of cars and like know what the model is.
Dude, I was dropping off Paddy, friend of the show, last night back to his house, and he gets in the car and he's like, oh, is this a da-da-da-da? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, how many litres is it? I'm like, cunt. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Come
I
on,
don't know.
mate.
I don't know.
Liters? You want me to liters and model that? See, I don't mind that.
That's what I'm saying.
The
Who is it?
Hyundai Grandier.
The Hyundai Brandy.
Celebrating the 35th anniversary of the 1986 Grandier flagship sedan.
See, outside of the fact that I don't have currently the means to go electric,
Yeah.
actually I could now. We have now got a fucking car spot, so that may
Yeah,
I
so
could
you
technically,
could do
but
that,
for the longest time I couldn't. My critique against electric cars, and I don't want them to take this personally, is that they almost intentionally try to look electric.
Yeah. You don't want to look like you're driving a spaceship.
You know what I mean? Like, it's all a bit too futuristic. I'm like, let's get some lines, baby. Let's get some fucking... I don't know what other adjective to use, but like, it doesn't need to look they don't need to all look the same.
Yes. Yeah, I'm with you. I had a Hyundai. Was that the one that Hyundai gave me?
So that was getting better.
Yes. But the problem that I had with that, and I really enjoyed that, was I just couldn't plug it in to my house.
Well, that was a cord issue.
That was a cord issue, but also like into my house, I didn't have any power.
Yeah.
So like the filling it up was a bit of a ball ache.
Yeah.
Now I'm back to
phase
petrol.
4 or phase 5? Or
Now I'm just back to petrol. Like
good honest
Australian petrol. Like I like that it's like I'm full up in fucking 20 seconds.
And even see, that's why I was at the petrol station yesterday, and I remarked to myself, I got a particularly slow flow, I believe. I don't personally have one. I got one yesterday.
No, right. This isn't a prostate issue.
And I remarked to myself, this is taken too long. I don't know how I'd be able to go 45 minutes an hour.
2 sometimes. If it was really low.
You know
and
what
I'd
I
have to
mean?
leave the car, come in here, and then go back and get it. Again, there are ways around that. You just charge it at night. My neighbour does the same thing. Shout out to Hans. But anyway, I do like the look of that electric car.
I like that.
So when did you get fucking Alecki windows?
So then we went the Camry Avalon. Then we went to the Discovery. Is it a Discovery? No, that's not.
Is
it.
that a Land
That's good
Rover
road,
Discovery?
No, fuck. It's not a
Ford.
Discovery. I'm fucking it. Toyota.
Kluger.
Like a Kluger, but everyone had them. They were like a Kluger, but they weren't.
Is it the Ford Explorer?
Like an Explorer, maybe before that. Anyway, we got that. The guy I remember still who sold it to us, it was a 7-seater, Tom. There were 5 seats in the back.
See, that's nice.
Which he called stadium seating. Because they were slightly higher than the middle seats.
Yeah, stadium seating.
So check out this stadium seating.
I would have loved to have been in the marketing meeting when the guy goes, I've got it. Stadium seating. And I just hope to Christ everyone stood up and applauded.
Well, I mean, Dad was already over the line, I think. Electric windows would have blown his socks off.
Yeah.
But what got the kids going was the stadium seating element.
And also the fact that, like, you could have you may have just wanted to have been in the boot. I remember that. Like, we had stadium seating in... Well, Mum's car, the stadium seating faced out the back. Faced backwards. Yeah.
So you don't see that anymore. Is that a safety issue?
I don't know if it's I don't know. To be honest, thinking about being in that sort of a situation as an adult, I'm like, I don't want to face backwards. It's kind of fucked up. It makes you a bit
I don't
queasy.
like facing backwards at all, ever.
But I used to like sitting in the stadium seating.
Yeah, I can get that.
Bit of fun, you know?
No, shit, yeah.
Get me in the fucking
It's like
bag.
the top bunk when you're a kid, you're like, fucking oath. And then
Yeah.
you come to realise that it's actually not good
It's
at all.
all about the bottom bunk.
It's awful. It's
Bottom
awful.
bunk is where it's at.
Oh, 100% it is. What, you want me to climb up a ladder every night? When we went away for that golf trip, I was on the top bunk and I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm just going to sleep on the couch. This is awful.
Yeah, you left. I heard you squeaking your way out the fucking
It was too
room.
much for me, dude. I had to do a piss, and I was like, it took me ages to get down. I was trying to be considerate, but I knew I wasn't being that considerate, but I was trying to be
There's only,
considerate.
there's only a certain amount of consideration you can have when you climb down.
And I thought, you know what? I'm calling it. I'm going to call it here, and I'm going to fuck off downstairs. Yeah, it wasn't. You're talking about Burmos. We had a much smaller car than that. Doesn't matter. All I'm saying is that was poshness. If you had electric windows in the 90s, rich cunt.
Yeah, I think we did. Well, like I know we had them. I can't remember exactly when we got them, but I assume it was around that time. Maybe it was 2000s. Listen, either way, I did have a fridge in Dad. Well, I didn't. Dad had a fridge in his car.
I love that your old boy had Mars bars in there. That
It
is
wasn't
just
like
so good.
It wasn't like he had them stacked. Maybe I'm just fucking inserting memories because I like chocolate, but like I remember just like the idea of a cold Mars bar and soda waters.
We were remarking about this the other day at my brother's Bucks. The greatest piece of marketing in the history of candy bars was you can win 1 in 5 Mars bars.
Oh, I think we've had this conversation here. You used to win. Like, you used to really win.
It wasn't bullshit. And
No.
you could start getting runs going.
No, you could.
I probably got maybe 3 in a
That's
row.
what I was going to say, 3 in a row. That's
I'd
probably,
say something like that. Like you just go bang. Oh my god, Mars bar! And this is back when Mars bars were king of the world. No one eats Mars bars anymore.
Well, it's not that they don't, but I mean, there's so much choice now.
Everyone used to be munching on them.
This is what we were talking about the other day, and apparently, you told me because you saw it on Hamish and Andy, or they fucking did it or something.
No, again, this is Bucks chat as well, maybe, but it was on Hamish and Andy.
Yes, whom we love and adore.
Love and adore.
They apparently the Snickers, the pot with pods, Snickers and Mars bar are exactly the same. Is that
Exactly the same. Apparently they're exactly the same. Hamish and Andy went through it. I haven't looked into it. That's what I was told.
Should we get Cody to get some on his way back?
Yes, we should. Yes, we
I think
should.
you got to get the Snickers, Mars, and Twix.
Well, then, that's
Because I think it might be the Snickers and the Twix that's very similar.
I was told Mars and Snickers exactly the same, down to the every fucking ingredient. It's just a complete lie.
Dude, I hate being lied to. It would make more sense, probably, wouldn't it, if it was because Snickers needs nuts.
A Snickers and a Mars bar are pretty fucking similar, except Snickers has got peanut butter.
Sorry, I think it's the Twix and the Mars.
Yeah, I think it's Twix and a Mars.
Okay. So that's just a flat out lie, though.
Well, because it's caramel, Mars bar, caramel, chocolate, biscuit.
But the fact that they're selling them as different products when they're not.
Yeah, no, it's pretty disrespectful. It's pretty disrespectful. I don't like being disrespected.
I don't like being lied to.
No.
Barflies are back.
The Barflies.
You know what they do? They love rosé.
They love rosé. That's what it is. These little bastards must just be like, where the fuck's the rosé?
Because we haven't seen them for ages.
No, well, because
But
it hasn't been rosé season.
Now they're back. Hungrier than ever, the little fuckers.
Thirsty little bastards.
Any more information? What about is it the Snickers and Mars as well? Are they all the same? All
No,
three of
so
them?
it's just the Mars and Twix, and they share the exact same ingredients except for one, which is a malt extract in the Mars pod. But outside of that, all the ingredients are exactly the same.
Cheeky.
Cheeky.
Oh, I get it. I can respect some cheeky behaviour when I see it, but it's cheeky. I've got an anecdote.
Yep, okay.
So yesterday,
Yes.
when we were at the marathon,
Yes.
and there was a Good Day tent, there was a Budgie Smuggler tent, and there was a Four Pines bar.
Yes.
There was also a Levels tent. There was a Four Pines bar. And someone we know, and you know, and we know, I won't name them.
No.
Because it's not, they may not want to be named. But he came up to me and he goes, dude, and this is, swear to God, on God.
No, I heard him say it.
He goes, dude, fucking Four Pines Japanese lager is awesome. And I went, yeah, dude, it's really good. He's like, this is really good. I went, yeah, dude.
Yep.
It is good. We're not lying. Not that you would think
An
that.
incredible mix of flavors.
Well, listen, dude, sometimes I think you might hear anything other than like just a flat out lager and be like, this might be a bit adventurous for my palate, for my taste buds. It ain't. Four Pines, way to go. We love you, Four Pines. This is just broken, at least in the public eye that I've noticed. And I don't know if you've seen it yet. And I don't know how to feel. because you don't want to be mean, but Felix's rugby league team, the West Tigers, and Cody's, but Cody's not here. He's at a house inspection. Something. The West Tigers have released a statement.
Yep. A rugby league statement?
Yep. Congratulating Luke Brooks on playing finals.
They released it today?
Or yesterday.
Yesterday
Luke
at
Brooks.
2:30.
Congratulations, Luke Brooks. Does it say anything?
Yeah, let me just read it for those of you that
Okay, you
don't know.
read it.
West Tigers wish to congratulate former halfback Luke Brooks on his achievements over the weekend for the Manly Warringah Seagulls. Brooks, 29, made the move to the Seagulls at the end of the 2023 season after playing 205 games across 11 seasons at the West Tigers. Although he did not play finals footy in his time at the Tigers, that should probably read, although the Tigers haven't played finals footy for the entire fucking time he played, Brooks certainly enjoyed his first taste of finals footy on Sunday, helping the Seagulls to a 24-22 victory over the Bulldogs. West Tigers CEO Shane Richardson has congratulated Luke. On behalf of everyone here at the West Tigers, I want to congratulate Luke on achieving something that this club has never ever done, basically. He didn't say that. That he's wanted to do for a long time. Luke spent more than a decade at the West Tigers as a player, so he'll always be part of the family. He showed loyalty when many didn't. That seems like a bitter way to finish the whole thing. And that wasn't me making that up. That was actually in there.
No, that's in there. That's literally how it's... that's
how
all it
finishes.
says.
Yeah, he showed
loyalty when many didn't. That's it.
That's an objectively nice thing to do, right? It is. And I did read a comment somewhere, maybe in the Punters and Dribblers, I believe, who was like, if this was the Storm congratulating, a former player,
Yep.
you'd be going classy from the Storm. They congratulated Cooper Cronk. But when it's the Tigers, it feels exceptionally better. It is nice though.
It is nice. It's just got a little bit of ex-husband, his wife's remarried. He's had his balls ripped off. He's got nothing left. He's finished last. You know what I mean? He's jobless, and he sent a text to the new bloke being like, "Congratulations on shagging my ex last night." Like, you know what I mean? Like, he might be well intended. He might have great intentions, but it comes across as depressing.
Yeah, like as in, you're a little bit broken.
You're broken,
and the second your
you're
wife,
you're down and out.
But it's almost like the second your wife left you, which she did, because of your unrealistic sort of expectations.
Well, no,
because
she left you realistically because you couldn't provide.
Yeah, you couldn't provide, and you never made her come, and
Provide.
Yes,
Provide has many layers.
Many layers. And so then when she's like you almost semi-leave amicable. It's like, listen, you know what? We've got kids together. We're committed to raising our children together.
They don't fight.
No, but when
but he got the rough end of the stick.
Those statements are like, we're committed to raising our children together, and they're our main priority, and we want to provide a loving and happy sort of family unit for them.
Yep.
They then separate.
Yep.
The wife goes on to have a great career.
Yep, and a great sex life.
Things are really going.
And a great sex life.
Yeah, but things are really going well for her. And then you're seeing photos of her on the beach with this new guy who's got a six-pack and a big fat dick you can see through the boardies, and they're hooking up and they're on a holiday.
Yeah, and apparently he's just like, he's a fucking great guy.
He's a really nice guy. He's not even a fuckwit.
He's not too nice. He can have a bit of fun.
Yes.
But he's funny. He treats her right.
Well, he's hard to hate.
He's hard to hate.
It's like this guy's over here going, God damn it, he's
a bit of an alpha.
Well, he definitely is. And it's like, my wife has left me, and I kind of can see why. Because this guy's really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And he's nice.
Well, I mean...
And now I'm trying to be nice and I'm trying to be cool. I'm going to write this really nice message, and everyone's like, yeah, you fucked this one up, buddy.
You fucked this one up.
Yeah, and let her go.
And he's probably... I mean, I hate to say it, but he probably went all in on some sort of, fad. You know what I mean? Like maybe he bought heaps of limos before,
or blenders or some shit.
Blenders or limos.
I'm a blender salesman.
You know what I mean?
Is going to be like mini disc players.
Maybe he bought heaps of fucking power bands or something, dude. But bought them way too late.
Yeah.
Bought them the day before it came out. They were all bullshit.
Crypto.
Yeah. Bought crypto at the very, very high. Maybe he spent all their savings on a fucking bored ape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Dahl, I'm going to sell the house and I'm going to buy
Justin
two.
Bieber and Logan Paul have heaps of these, and she's
I'm
like,
gonna
who?
Yeah, and
I'm
Gary
38.
V.
I don't know
Gary
who the fuck
V.
they are.
And like this ape, man, this ape gets me into like fucking like the ape club and shit.
Yeah.
Where is this?
What's the ape club?
It's all-
Stop asking questions. Are these just could I just screenshot this and ostensibly own it as well? You're not getting it, okay? It's a non-fungible token.
Listen. The Mona Lisa's been this prints of the Mona Lisa. You don't actually own it physically.
Of course you don't own it, but I do own it. There's a code that says I own it.
Yeah, it's on the blockchain.
It's on the block. Do you not get it? Where are you going? Where are you? Stop. We can work this out. Where are you going?
Listen.
Stop.
Don't. Please, can I
Don't
stop
take
it?
the kids. Just let me explain it. Can you
Please
just-
don't take the kids. I know I paid $390,000.
How much you pay for it?
$390,000 each. I know I bought two.
I said I was only going to get one, and I did lie about that initial price. We are in the hole about $340,000.
No, well, listen. I paid $390,000 for them each.
And that was a deal.
They're worth $10,000 each now. We've lost, give or take, $760,000.
But this is a lull. Crypto does this.
It bounces back. It'll bounce back. She's walking out the door.
She's packing her things. Yeah, no, she's already packed the bags as well. This isn't the first time she's thought about leaving.
Yep.
The bags are already packed.
And now it's got worse. Now he's got his bored apes that haven't bounced back. Crypto has. However, he sold what little he had left to pay for lawyer fees. So he is fucked now.
He's really fucked. Lawyers don't miss you.
Yeah.
And they didn't miss him. In fact, he's now actually having to sell his stuff to pay the remainder of the lawyer fees.
Yep. And old blokes, he's just got this new guy's he's blue chip, right? Yep. And he got in early. Like, he bought Apple in the fucking early 2000s, you know what I mean?
Dude, he's an entrepreneur, Eddie. He's not just a fucking, this is my job. It's like, I was in hotels for a little bit, but then then I was also
I got bored. I got bored.
Yeah, I got bored of being in the hotel business. So then
I made too much money.
I started a tequila and I sold it for like a couple of billion.
Yeah. My name's not George Clooney, by the way.
No, it's not, but I fuck like him in the 90s.
Well, George fucks like me.
Yeah, correct. Hey, this guy just does what he wants. Yeah, he does have a yacht, which he invites you on.
Yes.
On the weekend, so you can see your children.
Of course he does. And he puts you in the room right next door to him so you can stay up late at night, him pound away at your wife, your ex. Now she's squirting next door to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you think the boat's going down. No, it's not.
Yeah.
She's just having the time of her life.
Yeah. No, you're not on the Titanic. No, that isn't water coming out of the door because it hit an iceberg. That's just a 10th Big O for the evening. And there's more to come.
There's more to come. That's the Tigers. That's what this is. Now, listen, I think it's since been, the situation has been resolved, but there was a period there yesterday where Peter Bedell and the Daily Telegraph, Men's Women's Weekly, were reporting that there was a chance that Friday night's game wasn't going to go ahead because the Cowboys could not find a plane. The NRL have since just given them one.
The jet.
They've just chartered them a jet.
Booked a $100,000 charter flight.
What happened to their jet that they had during COVID? Did they sell that?
I don't know if they owned that.
Right.
I think that was just, there was a lot of grounded planes and you could fucking, hey, can I use this thing?
They chartered them a jet for $100,000.
Well, apparently it was a ploy, and a great one at that, where they were just like, sorry, we didn't get any tickets. And because if you were flying from North Queensland, you got to go to North Queensland, Brisbane, layover. So, like, not layover, but change.
So they were like, let's just fucking not book shit.
And then go, we have to get us down here and just direct. I actually respect the fuck out of the gameplay.
I actually respect the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
You telling me there's no direct flights between Townsville and Sydney?
I don't know, dude.
It's interesting.
I couldn't tell you, but that's what I'm hearing.
But then you got to be on with the fucking punter. No offense to the punter, whom we love. All the dribbler.
Mainly the dribbler you got to worry about on those
Well,
flights.
that's right, because the dribbler's either had 50,000 or they've got screaming.
Well, the dribbler will come up to your seat and accost you.
Yeah.
And I don't mean us.
Call, mate. Can I just give you a fucking few pointers over the weekend?
Or just like walking down to the toilet and then like a dribbler's walking down the aisle of the toilet and it's like, hey, Cole Felt, there you go, mate.
Because also what you got to be careful of, Tom, this time of year, Mad Mondays, boys' trips.
Yep.
You telling me there isn't the fucking,
Bankstown Fuglies.
The Bankstown Fuglies, to use your old man, the Townsville Fuglies, getting a fucking trip down to Sydney to rip and tear?
Head to the cast.
They've bended into it.
Yeah.
Or we call them like, "Oh, show you a plane swinging, mate."
Yeah.
That's the fear.
That's the concern. I really respect that they've gone, let's just book no tickets and go spend 100 G's on us.
No seats. Sorry.
There was
You
no
can fly
seats.
directly one way. It's just under 3 hours.
You can fly direct.
Yeah.
But you got to go with the
Townsville,
Bankstown Fugglies.
That's the point.
That's the point. Well, it's very well played. I mean, they could have walked. What's a train? Is there trains?
Is there a Greyhound running?
A bus?
As in the bus. Greyhound buses.
Gotta say,
Say it.
long haul bus trips are fucking grim. And like, I just mean like, if they're by necessity, then sure, like everyone's got to do it. Like, you know, in holidays or overseas or some shit, if you got to get on it. But like, or if it's the only mode of transport you can afford, I also respect that. Does not change the fact that if you are on a long haul bus trip, you are in hell. In my opinion.
I got a few long hauls in me. I lost my license many years ago, and to get back to Dubbo, sometimes I'd have to bus up. I wouldn't have to. It was just
train.
Train came at inconvenient times sometimes. Like if you wanted to go at night in the afternoon, you had to get the bus. The train would only go in the morning to Dubbo.
I'd much prefer a long haul train than a bus. Fuck that. I'd just get up early.
It'd take almost 2 days to get a bus.
To Dubbo?
No, from Townsville to Sydney.
Fucking hell.
No, from Townsville to Sydney.
Where's he going? Via Townsville? So 2 days on a bus. Okay, well, you don't want to do that.
Like super long haul would be grim. I used to do the 3 hours to Bathurst. It was okay.
When the fuck did you do a 3-hour bus trip to Bathurst?
I used to get the bus when I lost my license.
For uni?
Yeah.
Did you lose your license when we were at uni?
You left.
We left, okay.
You left, yeah.
There you go. The irony of me leaving but still being there long after you'd finished. Like, we didn't graduate together, did we?
No, you graduated a year after me. Yep.
Anyway, so you used to get the bus, did you?
I got the bus a couple of times.
I got the train once or twice. Fuck, the bus just fucking does my head in. I feel it's almost claustrophobic.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine a big bloke doing a huge dump as well. If you're the seat near the dunny, like
see, there's shitters on there. I like there's a shitter on there. I think that's right. But if you're sidled up, well, as in like
it's appropriate.
You need to be able to provide a place for people to shit and piss without having to pull over every time. Like not everyone's sick.
Oh, you don't want people. You don't want to be pulling over. You got old people on there with like weak bladders. Fuck
and
that.
stuff. But the idea of someone explosively pooing in the backs.
I would have also found it funny if Pete of Landy's just goes, work it out.
Yeah.
Now, honestly, there were flights available. We sent you the link. You didn't book them. Work it out.
Work it out then. Here's a link to some buses.
Okay, pretend like you need to be in Sydney for work, which you do, and you don't have access to Daddy's fucking PJ.
Yeah.
Work it out.
Yeah, sorry, we're cutting you off. We're trying to teach you a lesson here. This is no longer Daddy coming in to save the day because you'll never learn if I keep doing.
Do we get a spoiled? Are we making the Cowboys a bit of a spoiled brat?
This isn't going to be good for your long-term development as a person or as a team if we just spoil you rotten.
Is that what you want, Cowboys fans? To be spoiled?
Do you
rotten?
want a spoiled team, a spoiled rotten team? I don't know that you do. I don't think that's good for you long term. I think it's good for you this weekend. I think you probably play really well off the back of that. And it's short-term gain, long-term
In fact,
pain.
I'm now loving my bet.
Yes. No, I'm loving it. I think Cowboys win. But
You coming in that comfy? PJ comfy? God damn.
yeah, it's actually nice. I wonder if it's just a literal plane, but it's a private, you know what I mean? Like,
I reckon it'd be like...
is it just the normal seats and there's just heaps of fucking spare seats?
No, it'd be cheaper to charter a smaller plane. Those planes are huge.
Yeah, fully. You wouldn't get one of those monsters, would you?
They're massive.
You'd get one of those ones that you get out like a Rex. But then maybe they want to get like a bit more leg room.
I don't know if they'd be going the propeller job. They're fucking loud. That's a big trip, 3 hours. I reckon they'd be getting the
737
turbine. Is it a turbine? Is that what it's called? A
Propeller.
Not a propeller.
You just said they wouldn't get a propeller. Jet engine.
They'd get an engine.
Right.
As opposed to the...
Yeah, the
Like that's a Dubbo. You can't hear shit.
We need to book some time to get out there.
I was talking to... Who was I talking about that?
You were talking to me about it the other night.
We've got to go. Has to be done.
Yeah. Side point, punters and jewels. We just need to get out to the resto bar. These are the things.
As in, need to.
No, like need to.
Well, because we'd heard that the resto bar's front window had been replaced. It's been a long time coming. Yep. Obviously, we saw infamously that someone drove into the fucking front of it.
Listen, it was an old man. Probably shouldn't have been behind the wheel.
Probably. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's,
Well, you're talking about losing a license. Get that cunt on a greyhound.
but they've fixed it. We want to get out there and we want to just celebrate great Indian food.
Well, I mean,
in
it
the
wouldn't
bush.
be. We kind of wouldn't mind doing a podcast from now.
It's exactly what we're doing.
You know what I mean? Get
doing
in there, do a party.
No, well, listen, I don't think they're open for lunch. They might be now, but they haven't been historically.
What if we say to them?
No, we
open
would.
when no one's there.
That's what I'm saying. I'd prefer to be in there, just the two of us,
Yes.
you and I,
Yes.
as opposed to, because it's packed, bro. The sounds, like, it wouldn't be conducive to a podcast because the thing's pumping and people are having a great time. People are dining out on butter chicken in there, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People aren't quiet. People are jovial.
And as they should be in the home of Indian in this country.
That's right.
So there's an argument to be made that North Queensland are a bunch of spoiled brats. And that is what it is. I've got to be honest, as they play the Sharks, we know, listen, Eddie and I know that we've upset both Cronulla and North Queensland fans this year. Probably a few fans of other teams as well.
Well, that's on the public record.
Probably fans of every other team. But probably particularly your Sharks and your Cowboys. And for that, we say absolutely nothing. But what we do acknowledge is that you're probably a little upset. What I'll say is that when they're both playing each other, we probably have to upset one more than the other. And this week we are on the Cows. I'm now starting to like the Brats.
I love the Brats. Honestly, there's nothing better than getting down to Sydney nice and relaxed and fucking spoilt to within an inch of your life.
Yep.
You know what I mean? There's nothing. You're walking on cloud 9 when you've been spoilt. Tell me, oh, okay. Just stop what you're doing, punters and dribblers. If you're in your car,
Turn the
maybe you're at
keys on.
home,
Turn it
just relax. You're telling me, right? You aren't walking on cloud 9. If you're going out, you're 18, you've got fucking no money, right? And you've had a tanty at home going, I'm poor, help me, I'm poor. And you get your parents' credit card. You're telling me, and they go, fucking go out and rip on this. You're telling me you aren't fucking flying?
Bratted up.
Bratted up? Now we're getting tequila, baby. We're getting top shelf. We're on the blower.
Yeah. What we're doing is we're saying thank you, mum and or dad, for the generosity. I'm now going to abuse your generosity.
I'm going to take the absolute piss.
Yeah. We're getting cabs everywhere. And
Cabs everywhere. We're drinking spirits instead of
spirits.
fucking beer and wine. Okay.
How about the dribbler?
We're hitting the ATM. We're hitting the tables. We're hitting the blower.
How about the dribbler at the marathon, who was a good dude? And
See, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
He was happy as Larry.
he was. We had the bar tab going after the Ivy. We went down and we watched Manly play. And there was a few dribblers came down. And this one fella and his misso came down. We're like, yeah, go here. We've got a bar tab. Comes back with Negronis for him and his missus. And he's like, does anyone want these? I fucking hate it.
And he said it was from the top shelf.
No, but initially he fucking hated them. He goes, these taste like shit. And I'm like, have you ever had Negronis before, brother? He's like, no, we thought we'd just try them. I'm like, everyone else is sitting there drinking beers. I'm like, righto, rip in. Again, like genuinely rip in. Who gives a fuck? I respected his moxie for going hard in the paint.
Didn't bother me one iota.
No,
So
no.
if you're listening, sir,
Yeah, don't feel
stress.
bad. This
All
was
I'm
just
saying
funny.
is you appear to be enjoying yourself,
You were
bratting
enjoying-
up.
And then anytime it was like, anyone want to go get some more drinks? Fucking bang, straight up. He'll go there and he get more drinks and he comes back again. Beers for the boys, couple of margs for him and the missus. I was giggling away. I'm like, this man's got it right. He knows what he's doing, but he's bratting up.
Well, he's bratting up hard, but he's got an open bar tab here.
Why
that he's-
wouldn't you do it?
That he's taking not the piss
He's not
out of.
taking the piss
He's
out of.
taking the advantage
He's
of.
taking the full advantage of.
Yeah. And I respected it. And I would say this, Tom, because you were there, Tobler too. Tell me that man wasn't having the time of his life.
Loving it.
He was.
And he was like, these Negronis taste like shit. Does anyone want them? And I'm like, listen, I barely share like toothpaste with people I've known my entire life. I am not
You don't share toothpaste.
Well, but like I do with my wife.
We haven't known
my
me the
kids.
whole. We haven't. Yeah.
But, you know,
Do you share it with Will?
well, we don't really do it, but I did use your toothpaste when we were in Perth, by the way, so just a side
Yeah,
note.
use mine.
I'm still sharing it. The principle's still the
But
same.
you don't let me use yours.
No, but the thing is, what you need to understand is
when we went away and you fucking hid it from me, that fucked me off
You
more
hid
than
the
anything else you've ever done.
toothpaste.
I didn't hide it.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, where's it going? I don't know. I'm like,
Which
you
fucking, when was that?
mongrel.
Where? In Vegas?
Take your fucking pick.
Oh, see, no, you're just making that up.
It wasn't Vegas. No, it wasn't.
I've never hide it.
It wasn't Vegas because
I wouldn't
Tobler
hide
was
it.
there.
Yeah, I'd never let him use it.
No, I think I had to bring my own.
Of course you fucking, who doesn't bring, all I'm saying is,
Okay.
this young gentleman was asking if I wanted to share his Negroni with him. And all I'm saying is, Eddie, a brother to me, I don't even really like sharing toothpaste with.
Yep.
I'm never in my entire life going to share a Negroni with a man I've just met.
No,
And
that's
so
reasonable. Hey, reasonable.
That's reasonable. Now, I respected the man who was complaining about the Negronis he just put on the tab, then going, well, we want something else, so I'm going to get up and get some beers for everyone.
Yeah.
And he just necked both his and his misso's Negronis.
Yeah, and then went and got margaritas.
And then went and got margaritas. Oh, no, I like this kid.
I fucking
This
like the
guy,
cut
I
of
like his
chin.
energy. This is good stuff.
He had great energy. He played great eyes up fucking.
Yeah, no one else thought to
pound
get
the bar
fucking-
tab. And I fully expect the Cowboys, fresh off the back of
Yeah.
Daddy's PJ, to play
Finals.
Bratty Rugby League.
Yeah.
Bratty,
overconfident.
Whinge to the ref when you don't get your own way.
Yeah. And that,
Stamp your feet, hold your breath.
and that's a powerful side to come up against,
Yeah.
particularly and unfortunately, if you're coming up against the side like the Sharkies, who everyone knows hates finals footy. They're now 0-4.
0-7 actually
0-7. Thank you,
Joe,
Tobler.
dating back to when?
on the trot. Let me have a look.
So that would be last year 2, year before 2.
No. Last year was 1. Year before was 2.
Last year 1, year before 2. But it's 7 straight.
Since 2018.
Wow.
Oh.
That makes me feel violently ill.
And that's what I was saying on About Even, award-winning punting show, was just like, you can't, at 0-7, you can't pretend like it's not a problem, right? Like, you can't be like 0-2, 0-3, it's a bit like, okay, maybe you came up against some good sides. Like, you guys have been top 4 for a bunch of those. Like, you have a problem getting the job done. Like,
Why do you think I'm making fun of you? Why do you think the punter on the street goes, oh, you'll go loss? That's been the joke all season.
Yeah.
Oh, so what? Everyone was saying, I hope Sharks come top 4 so they can go loss. That's the joke.
that's what people
And that's
are-
only funny if you do it.
Exactly, if it's like the thing you do.
On top of that, to heap more pain onto the poor old Sharkies, the media who just love,
They're unbelievable.
they just love talking the maddest shit.
Yeah.
No one talks more shit than journos.
Other than us, potentially. But
Well, but we're pretty measured.
we are. Well, it's intelligent. We're intelligent.
They just say shit. They're calling for fucking Nicho Hines to be dropped, including Greg Alexander,
Dude, I
who
could-
said it on SEN. He goes, it should be Trindle and fucking
Atkinson.
Yep.
I'm like, dude, you know what? And then Nicho came out yesterday, he did a presser, and he's like, listen, you know, I got a good life, man. Like, things are all good. He's like, people are going to hang shit on me. And, like, if people are going to come at me and try and tear me down, like, that's on them. You know, Like, that's people. They got their own fucking problems. I'm happy with my life. And this is a guy who probably has a bit of perspective, given that he's been very unhappy with his life at certain times and probably is constantly evaluating his mental state generally, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, when he's
That's
like, yeah,
fair, more than reasonable.
you know what I mean? He's like, yeah, I'm happy with my life, man. It's all good. And then they went back to NRL 360 and Bulldog Richie's like, well, the media has every right to fucking criticise him for how he's playing, you know. And then Gordy's like, well, if you want to take the accolades on your Dally M player and everyone's sucking you off, then you got to. And I'm like, yeah, that's reasonable. He also may not be talking about the media because he's out there doing media. So, like, maybe he's talking about people fucking in his DMs telling him that he's a piece of shit and he's fucked their multis or to fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
there's way more. I don't think the media's trying to tear him down. And I think that he would. Well, if you call him for him to be dropped, it's pretty punchy. But again, tearing him down, I don't know.
I think.
Calling for dropped is pretty hectic, in fairness.
Listen,
It seemed, especially when he came back from a 8-week injury layoff. exploding his
The
syndesmosis.
Sharks came fourth this year. Fourth in the comp in the regular season. He was injured here and there. Like he
was injured for 8 weeks.
He's injured for 8 weeks. As Willie Mason said the other day on Levels, he's clearly not at 100%, and fucking no one's acknowledging that whatsoever. He's got a syndesmosis injury. No one's acknowledging that. Willie's like, he's not moving freely. Have a fucking gander at him.
Yeah.
No one's bringing that up. They're just like, nah, he's playing like shit. They came fourth this year.
He was also selected for State of Origin.
He was selected for State of Origin. He's been fucking halfback for 3 years. He was Dally M halfback. He was Dally M Player of the Year 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He's not a bad player. They came fourth again this year. Fourth.
He is playing poorly at the moment. Like, as in the game against the Storm, he was not good. He was also...
But the Storm also have an ability...
to fuck you.
To make the best players on the team look like shit.
Yes.
They've done it to Turbo. Remember we made that prelim a couple of years ago? Shut him the fuck up.
Yes.
Like, if
He did nothing.
anyone in the comp, the best in the comp rather, are making good players look shit, it's the Storm.
And also the best teams in the comp make the best players on the opposition look shit. Just generally, right?
Yep.
Like, if you're the best teams in the competition, that's what you do. And so...
Because you run tape on him. Yeah, he kicked it out on the full and shit, and he beats himself up. But generally speaking, he was quiet.
Like, no one in the Roosters looked very good when they got fucking pounded by the Panthers. He and even like people whose opinion you should respect much more than ours were saying, spoke about the fact that the Sharks middles got butt fucked. And it's very hard to do some dancing on the back of your middles getting fingered in a rugby league context by the opposition.
The greatest player in the competition right now of his generation, arguably the greatest player of all time when it's said and done, Nathan Cleary, can't do fucking anything when the middles get butt fucked.
So let's just...
In State of Origin, when we're getting rolled, what's he done?
No. Well, he hasn't done, and I mean respectfully, nothing. Nathan's done nothing.
All I'm saying is, he's getting the majority of the criticism across the whole final series.
Yes, he is, and unfortunately, he's getting a majority of the criticism leveled just at the Sharks, and it's almost like they're heaping.
But it's perfect Storm stuff.
But I'm saying they're heaping like 7 straight finals losses of frustration onto Nicho, even though he's only been there 3 years playing halfback.
Well, he's part of 4.
Is this his 4th year at the Sharks? 3rd year at the Sharks.
So 2,
part of 4
1,
games. Sorry,
1.
part of the 4 games. Yes.
So he's a tick over 50%.
Listen, he's not doing what he needs to be doing. Is he droppable? Do you drop him?
What do you reckon the Brats are going to do to you if you drop Nicho Hines and go Trindle Atkinson, which is like so fucking left field?
Well, it's not left field.
Dropping Nicho Hines for a finals game would be left field.
It wouldn't be left field as much as it would be maybe an overreaction. Left field is putting fucking Toby Rudolph in half. You know what I mean? That to me is left field. This is a bit maybe alarmist now.
A bit alarmist?
Well, listen, if they get
you don't think that that's out of the realms of possibility?
No, I'm saying it's a bit alarmist. I'm saying like you.
I'd say it is like highly alarmist.
Well, I guess all you would say is if they get fucking pumped again and he does absolutely nothing. Like, the thing is, I don't think he should be dropped, but he also was, like, some of the things he did, people go like, that's a little bit unbecoming of someone of your rank and prestige, sir. I'm just making that up, but, like... If you're the halfback of a side and you're going to kick for touch, you know what I mean?
No, I like that.
It's a little unbecoming of your rank and prestige.
Yeah.
You can't be fucking duffing kicks with a sideline. Like, quite objectively, you could kick those. You can kick a ball out. That is unbecoming of your rank and prestige.
That's right. So, you're a general and you're getting handies off fucking the waitress, you know?
Yeah, or just your fucking sergeant at arms.
Yeah.
He's giving you wristies fucking...
It's unbecoming of some of your rank and prestige because you've also got a name that lends itself to nobility.
Exactly. So you can't be fucking... You got to make sure of it. If you're going to kick the ball out, you got to make sure of it.
Yep.
And I can understand...
Your dad's a duke, you're a general, and you're getting handies off the waitress. Like, it's not good enough.
Well, the waiter. Which is okay. But
waiter, waitress, whatever.
No, I actually think it's not off the waiter or the waiter. I think it's more you getting handies off of your subordinates.
Well, off your who does they dress them? There's someone you get dressed by someone. They got a name.
Taylor.
No, like rich people literally had someone that would dress them. Like their right-hand man.
Chambermaid? I don't know. All we're saying...
Topper's getting it up.
It is unbecoming someone of your rank and prestige, sir, whatever the fuck I said. Right? And so I can see how a Brandy Alexander, who is a real rank and prestige guy...
Yeah, well, he's old school.
He's old school, rank and prestige. He might be like, you got to kick the ball out, dude. If you're going to kick the ball, you got to kick the ball out. Which I tend to, if that makes me old school, then I'm of the old school. But I don't know that that's an old school belief system, kicking the ball out. And someone who's a Dally M winner, rank and prestige, you should be able to make it. So I can understand how there's some old school thinkers who are like...
Well, it's a Dally M medalist having to go to a Dally M medalist. That's what you're saying. But one's got a comp, one
doesn't. Well, Nicho kind of does. He just didn't get on the field. Fuck, he's been unlucky in moments like that.
He didn't play at all?
He didn't. They didn't get it. They didn't put him on the field.
At all?
No.
That's so edge.
It's such bullshit.
Isn't that edge?
But he's just had some fucked luck.
That's so fucked.
His first Origin game, he's fucking defending out of position, and then Munster does a job on him, and we lose that first game. But
Munster's
dropped.
done a job of everyone.
No, but exactly. And it wasn't like there was the only person who missed tackles in that sequence was Nicho. Cleary was there. Hammer then gets on the fucking outside. But then he gets back into the Origin arena and Suoliti gets sent off 7 minutes into his fucking game, and now he's trying to play halfback, a man down. Then he gets dropped the next game. Moses comes in and we win the fucking...
We almost won.
And Moses comes in and wins back-to-back, and now we go again.
Which Cleary couldn't even do.
And it's just like... And Nicho just has had some shit luck, even though he's also been kissed on the dick. He's playing NRL, he's Dally M, but you know what I mean? And then there's this big game narrative.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the question is we haven't seen clutch moments out of him. And that's what people touch themselves to.
Yep.
This idea of being clutch, quote unquote, is like it's people are addicted to it. I'm certainly addicted to it. I love clutch moments.
Clutch yourself.
Because, for example, you know the Oakland A's, Moneyball.
Yeah, never watched it, but I know.
The only reason it doesn't work is because they prove that you can use statistics to get you to the final, to the finals rather, out of the regular season. But in the finals, you need clutch players to fucking just do random shit in big moments.
Yes.
Statistics can't buy you that.
No.
You're either clutch or you're not.
And if you are clutch, then you're probably not having to be selected based on stats. You're just a visibly clutch.
Some people are like objectively clutch.
Yeah.
In the moment when there's the most pressure.
Can I tell you probably the most clutch thing I've ever done?
Like Tiger Woods is like objectively clutch.
Have you? What's the most clutch thing you think you've ever done?
Me?
Yeah.
Jesus. What do you reckon it is for you?
When we were doing that koala ad and I hit that fucking basketball shot.
That's the most clutch thing you've ever done. There wasn't a heap of pressure on you.
Yeah, but there was. It doesn't. I mean, how much pressure have I ever had in my life?
Well, that's why we don't know if you're clutch or not.
But that's why it's the most clutch thing I've ever done. That's my fucking point.
For context, there was we were doing a koala video for the Sofa Secrets. There was like
three people in
two
the room.
people from Koala. There was a couple of people moving stuff that weren't paying attention. It was me, Tom, and two other people.
And there's a little basketball hoop over in the corner of the room, and they were like, just say what you're going to say, and then just shoot it. And it was a tiny little hoop, tiny little ring, bouncy little ball, and I fucking drained it.
It was a great shot.
And then I did it again straight afterwards.
It was a great shot.
I hit it twice, and it was a difficult shot. I mean, like, that's why I'm asking.
Nothing's come to my brain.
So you got nothing. Again, you're not clutch. Or at least life hasn't thrust clutch upon you. I kicked a conversion from the sideline actually once. That's about it. In a
to
game.
Win?
To draw. To not lose.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's great.
That actually is all right. I hadn't thought of that. I was 14.
I like that.
But I still prefer the bank shot. Because there were cameras on it. That's all clutch camera. The fact there's a camera present puts pressure on.
It's not nothing.
It's as close to nothing as you can get.
So where are we at then? Nicho's not clutch.
Well, he hasn't.
But he has an opportunity this weekend to become.
To be clutch. You know what? It'd be the silver lining to my playbook is that if the Cows lose and my bet doesn't get up. Shout out to Jennifer Lawrence, who.
She was the Dua Lipa of her time.
She was so hot back in the day. I'm not saying she's not hot now, but like in terms of not just physical hotness, just like so hot right now.
No, like so hot right now.
Yeah.
She was bigger than Ben-Hur.
Yeah.
Which I now know means when Ben-Hur came out. It was like
was
the
so
biggest
big.
movie ever.
Yeah,
It was,
yeah.
So that's where that comes from. Those sayings are so interesting. By the by.
Yeah,
She was huge and she was hot. And she's a great actress. Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
At her best, incredible.
Yeah.
Really talented
Now,
actor.
Dua Lipa, she is as hot as anyone's ever been in terms of a living human, breathing fucking human.
If they were doing hottest humans all time,
She's in there. She's right
she's
up
got to be top 10. She's in the final fucking...
She's
She's
in-
in the final pageant.
Yeah, she's
She's in the final pageant.
You know,
And she can sing.
she can sing. She can dance.
But she's sexy.
Very.
See, it's not just like... It's not... You can be boring.
Adele can sing.
Yeah, Adele can sing.
Susan Boyle can sing.
Well, she can.
You know what I mean?
I actually call my wife Susan Boyle. That's a different story.
And that's not fair.
No, it's just more not. That's not looks based. That's just because I call her
Wealth.
Susan, and Susan Boyle's a famous Susan. That's what that is.
Correct. There is no comparison.
But with Dua Lipa, it's not just looks. It's energy.
It's also a hot name.
It's vibe. Dua.
Dua Lipa is
Dua
a
Lipa.
hot name.
Dua Lipa. I'm saying that wrong.
Dua,
Dua.
fucking, I don't know. But
Dua?
it's a hot name. Just, but
Dua?
even just, but even just written.
Dua Lipa. That's got to be a stage name.
No.
It's a real name. She's half English, half Albanian.
Like the accent as well, because like that posh English with a little raspiness.
Oh,
to it.
She's just
and English accents have always.
Willie B's over there. We got a Dua fan over there. He's whispered in. He knows. He's come in.
You're a Doorman?
Well, just the way
Huge
he's
Dua man,
fucking, the
dude.
way he's just come in there with the raspy accent. She also speaks Spanish. Someone sent me, sorry, I saw on Twitter a video of her speaking Spanish.
Is she Armenian?
Albanian.
Albanian.
Her speaking Spanish, like that's as hot as it gets.
You sent it to me, and I was like, God damn.
That's right. I saw exactly. I knew someone sent it.
Are you guys going to come to our concert next year?
Tobler goes, "Oh my God, Dua Lipa's coming to say."
Look how zesty he's sitting. Look at him.
Dude, do you know what he said the other day, dude? He said on Monday, you mustn't have been in here. The other day, he
I
goes,
think it was last Friday.
he goes, dude, oh, Dua Lipa's coming to Australia. And he goes, he can maybe say different here, but this was so genuine. He goes, I bet you she puts on the best show.
And I stand by that. I stand
He's
by
the
that.
man's just the man's.
She'd put on a
he's
fucking
the man's
cracker
zesty, dude.
Bradman Zest.
Kanye Zest is his new one.
Kanye Zest.
Well, I can't
Kanye's-
say I'm just paying all that money to go see her in the flesh, which is not true. Because she,
I bet you get
she put on a
VIP
great
tickets.
show.
I bet you get like meet and
But
greet.
you'd go
No,
with
we'll get
Jenny,
mosh
right?
pit.
Sure,
We'll
Are you
get
gonna are you gonna get meet and greet?
nah, just mosh pit.
So you are getting them.
Yeah, tomorrow, pre-sale, 12 p.m. So no one talked to me at 12 p.m.
Okay. Yeah, we might have to book you in for something. Is your misso going, or is this just for you?
Yeah, no, she's buying it as a belated birthday present for me. Ticket to Dua.
Nice.
In the mosh pit as well at a Dua Lipa concert. Couldn't get zestier.
It's so zesty.
She's getting them for you as a birthday present. You're going to be there fucking with a heart on in the middle of the fucking mosh.
I'll have to tuck it up.
Yeah, waistband that bad boy.
Yeah.
I love you, Tobler.
We haven't got your birthday present yet.
Yeah, what are we doing?
I thought
Well,
we
you
were
can't
paying
get me
for
Dua Lipa. Maybe the meet and greet. You guys can pay for that.
and Will too.
Yeah, well, you guys need to let us know what you want, you fucks.
Otherwise, I'm just going to get you something that you might not even like.
Yeah.
I trust your judgment.
We might get Willie Dua Lipa tickets.
Can I say
and
no?
greet.
Meet and greet. Well, you can, but they're already paid for. So Nicho not clutch potentially, but we hope that he is.
That's basically where we're at.
I want him to be.
I'd love him to be.
I think
No one wants Nicho Hines to do better than me, and maybe his mum
and me.
and you.
Matty Johns has been proposing that for this, Fitzgibbon tell Trindle to kind of lead and then tell Nicho to almost play as a second halfback, just to kind of alleviate that mental pressure in the lead up to the game.
Is Nicho 7 and
Float
Trindle
around
6?
a little bit.
Or is
Yeah.
Trindle 7 and Nicho?
Trindle's 6,
Yeah.
Nicho's 7. But Matty Johns has been 7 in the past couple of weeks on his podcasts. Just to tell him to play as a second fullback, run the ball, float around a little bit, and kind of take that half pressure off him.
Yep. Listen, I don't mind that.
I like that.
It's not the worst idea.
Not the worst idea. I trust Matty Johns' judgment because it may shock some. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, mate. I think you do.
Great point.
You know what I mean? I think you do.
Good luck to the Sharks, though.
Good luck to the Sharks, but mainly...
Because you're going to need it against the Brats.
Yeah, you're going to need it, cuz. Punters and Dribblers, the podcast is always brought to you by the great people at Neds. Now, as the rugby league season winds down in earnest, and we continue to try and chase brave wins in the rugby league, I also start to cast my eye to a couple of ponies knocking about. You know what I mean? We're in pony season as well, and it's a beautiful time in the year when pony season saddles up alongside rugby league season. Do you like what I did?
I
there?
did. That was very clever.
And there's ponies to be had, and there's ponies to be won. Now, if you're going to have a punt this pony season, this hay fever season, fucking Jesus, am I on one right now?
Wow.
Then
Who is this?
Who is this guy, dude? Who is he?
Shakespeare?
Whoa.
William? Is that you?
Ned's is a place to do it.
100%. I'm not going to come here and try and go toe-to-toe with Shakespeare over there.
I wouldn't do it with old Bill.
With old Bill, because the man's just in elite form, and I won't do it. All I'm going to do, punters and dribblers, is recommend that if you aren't with the greatest bookie in Australia, nay the world, Neds.
Nay? Get out of here.
Get out of here. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Too good.
Too good.
Too good.
Ned's where to do
Job
it.
complete.
Love
Game's been clocked. Shout out to Neds.
Shout out to Neds. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website. Selwyn Cobbo apparently, can you just have a look if he's apparently if the Broncos don't sign him or they don't get their shit together, he's going to be in some sort of $1 million bidding war. $1 million baby.
Where are the Broncos and Selwyn at? Do they hate each other?
I don't think they hate each other, Edward. I think that's...
Was there something with Team Kevy and Selwyn?
Well, that was back when he said he was a good coach, weird coach, can't
But
coach.
Has there been something since? Or am I making that in my head?
There was rumours of an altercation between Cobbo and Billy Slater during
That's
Origin.
right. That's what I'm thinking of.
Might
At
get
Origin
confused.
training.
I don't know what to read into this.
Apparently Billy couldn't get the best out of Selwyn. Game 3, that was the lead up. That was damaging.
Ben Dobbo Dobbin of Triple
fame.
M of Channel 9 Brisbane fame. Triple M Brisbane, Channel 9 Brisbane, whatever fame. I was listening to the Sunday Triple M show, which is a fucking, as far as rugby league radio shows go, probably my favourite.
That's with James Graham,
Gordy, Hoops,
Yep.
Dobbo.
I love it.
It's a very good listen.
If I'm in the car, I'm frothing it.
I listen to the podcast. As in, if I'm not radio side. Honestly, though, sometimes I'll get the old terrestrial radio out and I'll listen to it.
Well, coming back from my brother's wedding the other weekend, before Manly was playing, I whacked it on.
I love the show. And Dobbo Dobbin, he was the way he spoke about the Broncos and because they were like, Reece Walsh hasn't re-signed, has he? Because it's been reported heaps and heaps. The way he just said no, he hasn't. And then they were like, well, hasn't that been reported that he was going to re-sign a bunch of times? Yeah. And he just sort of was like, oh, mate, there's heaps going on there. Or there's plenty. It's it seems like there's just a bit going on behind the scenes at the Broncos.
And how did you interpret that? Did you interpret that to be Kevy against the world?
I didn't necessarily interpret it to be Kevy against the world, but I certainly interpreted it to be that there's Kevy shit talk in the media. I keep hearing whispers, and they're bullshit whispers that are unsubstantiated and nowhere that are trustworthy, but that Payne Haas was unhappy. There's fucking Cobbo has been he had the Billy Slater thing. He had the fucking Kevy thing a couple of years ago.
Good bloke, shit coach.
Good bloke, shit coach. Where you go. There's the Adam Reynolds the Adam Reynolds and Kevy thing. There's
Gordy.
Via Gordy. There's the Billy Walters leaving Triple M because they were talking shit about Kevy. There's the fucking Reece Walsh still hasn't re-signed yet, despite the fact that everyone's been talking about him re-signing. There's just for a club again that has everything at its fingertips. You're like, what is going on? Why hasn't Reece Walsh re-signed? If I was a Broncos, I don't think it's because he's going anywhere, right? He's one of those guys Broncos till I die vibes.
You reckon? Well, unless I'm going to the Warriors.
Well, no, but that was because they fucked him there a little bit with the Broncos. But not unless I'm going to the Warriors. More like he was, the way sometimes when you hear a player speak, it's almost like the club would have to fuck him over for him to leave.
every Broncos contract status.
So this is a graph of like each player and when they come off contract because so in 6 weeks, Cobbo becomes a free agent as of November 1 and they've yet to table a deal with him. But Katoni Staggs, Reece Walsh also up for that as well. So I think they're trying to figure out the contracts at the moment. And then Corey Parker came out and said that he thinks Cobbo could be like sign $1 million a year contract with another team.
Yeah. So there's yarn that Cobbo's $1 million man, and could he be a fullback at another club? Which obviously, like, yeah, you'd feel like he probably could. He's pretty hectic.
Yeah.
I feel like he's wasted in the centres a little bit. Like sometimes there's something about.
Has he got the work ethic? You got to work your fucking ass off.
Well,
to be a fullback.
Latrell doesn't, but there's.
Well,
no, I know, but there's something about the. There's something about the centre position where it's like, it used to be that you started on the wing and made your way into the centres, like Greg Inglis sort of style. But it just sort of feels like centres aren't as hectic as they used to be. Or as like, not as hectic, they're great centres, but like, they don't necessarily impose themselves on the game as much.
it doesn't seem to be as revered as a position as it once was.
You know, like, I love Ruben Garrick, but I feel like he was more. Preferred him is more like, I just feel like there was more action for him when he was on the wing. There was more action. The only one who's like undeniably a centre animal is like Stephen Crichton. And there's absolutely people I'm forgetting, but like
Campbell Graham's another one, I think.
He was good.
But Crichton is of the moment.
But he also feels like he can impose himself on the game from centre.
Yep. He's also
Tony Staggs can if you give him like a 10-metre run up.
Yeah.
I feel like when he gets the ball at the line, he just gets tackled.
Give him room to fucking to wind up. Wingers, they score all the tries and they get aerial as fuck now.
Like Zach Lomax wants to be a centre. You put him to the wing and he's fucking the man.
I don't know if it's changed or not. I know that the aerial component has changed, but the wingers now truck that pure seed out of the backcourt, right? They fucking do the tough carries early in sets, and even if they aren't trucking the nut back off the kick, they'll come in field to look for seed to give the forwards more time to reset, particularly later in the game or later in the half. They also score the aerial tries, so they're just a bit more visible now, it seems like.
Then, like, you think about someone like centre.
Whereas centre's so important defensively.
Yes.
And that's where Crichton gets his flowers a lot because he can't score on his side.
Unless you're Stubby Cooler Kenny Cola.
Different thing.
So sorry about that.
Bootless.
One boot on?
Bootless.
But then, like, I mean, you know, Crichton can also, like, he was kind of signed to the Dogs as a fullback. Stubby Cooler is our first choice fullback when Tommy's out. Like, if you're a really fucking hectic player in the centres, you
Latrell was a centre, now a fullback.
But like,
Joe Manu was centre.
Probably was the best in the world playing fullback for New Zealand. Like, if you're just not the best fullback in your team, you just play centre. Do you know what I mean? Like the really gun centres.
Yes.
Outside of Crichton, feel like they're behind. Like Cobbo is a centre. He's behind Walsh.
But then I feel like players like Billy, obviously, stating the obvious, but, you know, Dylan Edwards, who just fucking work their cocks to the bone, they're almost creating a different standard for fullbacks that a lot of centres couldn't meet.
Oh, for sure. I'm not saying every centre can play fullback. Dylan Edwards is a fucking world-class fullback. But he was a bit more like, didn't come into first grade with the gifts where you're like, this guy's going to be fucking. I think most people were surprised at how great.
But do you know what I'm trying to say though? Like, that sort of is the fullback role changing a bit.
I don't know, because that's probably where
that's where you and I. That's where we check the fuck out.
That's where we check out. You know that. We all know that. That's where we check out.
That's where we check out.
Some of you might argue we should have checked out earlier. Well, I'd tell you to shut up.
Sit on it. Selwyn Cobbo, will he leave the Broncos?
Where would he go?
Can I be honest with you? I'd love to see the world burn up there. I would.
Yeah.
It'd bring me great joy because it would it would give fuel to my Broncos are the greatest underachievers of the last 20 years.
Well, but even like
narrative.
if he was to go from the Broncos, and this is a question more than a statement, punters and dribblers.
And then Payne Haas went.
The last thing I want is for you to Mossad me as I sit here on my own show. But do the Broncos, are they a shitload worse without him in the centres? No. And I mean, like, and again, I don't know.
What did they lose when Herbie left?
They lost a fair bit when Herbie left. But I don't know if he's as good as Herbie in the centres.
I think they lost more when Flegler left.
It's interesting. This is when you need someone who knows what they're talking about.
Again, we're musing, dude.
This is muse.
Hey, again, what have we got to reiterate? It's just you at the pub. You've had 5 or 6 schooners.
And
you're yelling at your mate and you're musing.
We're musing. Don't come here and expect for us to tell you the truth or to tell you what's right.
Because you couldn't handle it.
You couldn't handle the truth. And you don't know what's right.
Or wrong.
No one does. Why do you think Brendan Cow, friend of the show, is winning the tipping comp? Obviously because he's a rugby league man of note. But you know who he's beaten? He's beaten people like fucking Joey Johns. And everyone, he's beaten fucking rugby league minds.
Rugby league minds often do the worst.
Yeah.
Who wins the Melbourne Cup every year? Your wife, and she's going off name or colour. We know it. We know it to be true. An old mate with the fedora who fancies himself as a fucking punter of note. He comes last.
He's got his fucking betting bag.
He comes last. He's got an old school leather betting bag. He's got his best bets. He's got 50 pens. He makes a thing of it.
Yeah.
He comes dead last. We all know it.
That's how it happens. And he's the one sending around the tips that fucking no one gets up on. God, I'm looking forward to punting again.
Same. I'm actually toe for it.
Well, I did hit a trifecta yesterday.
I know. And that got me wetting up.
Yeah. I just sat there and I went, oi, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to boxy try.
Know this, punters and dribblers. There is a saddle club in all of our futures.
Yeah.
What's a saddle club? We sit down, we watch the ponies, and we fucking punt.
Well, there's a couple of them, right? So there's going to be a live stream saddle club. There may be an in the flesh saddle club.
Dos. Un dos.
Yes. One will be a live stream saddle club. The other one will be an in the flesh saddle club, which is where we get together at an establishment, all dressed in general admission attire. And what we do is we responsibly punt on as many races as we responsibly want to.
Responsibly.
And that's all coming up in the next couple of months.
So good luck to Selwyn.
Good luck to Selwyn. I'm just trying to work out where, because I mean, if you're getting $1 million, you're being a fullback, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, most likely. Latrell was off at $850 before he left to the Rabbitohs. That was years ago. That's $1 million. That's 1-1 now.
$850 in centre. You're not paying a centre $1 million. There's no way.
I'm saying when he was offered that by the Roosters to play centre, that was would be the equivalent of 1-1.
I wonder whether
that's all I'm saying.
I wonder whether centres have changed. Latrell was killing people back then. I know you are.
Do not Mossad me.
I won't.
He got off at $850. He was a centre.
Can we put that on something? Can we put don't Mossad me on merch?
I feel like we're saying it more than we ever have.
No, we are. We are. Mossading has never been more in vogue.
And we've been saying Mossad for ages.
Oh, for the longest time.
Probably the greatest thing I've ever read.
When did the story break? We've been saying it since then. But I'm just trying to work out, like,
is he still selling ice creams?
I just more want to know, like, is there something you could, is there anything reasonable to put it on that's worth even fucking having or owning?
Now that it's in the ether, it'll come to us subconsciously.
Yeah, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Correct.
Let us know though if you want to leave a comment if there's anything we can put on merch for Don't Mossad Me or Don't Shit Down My Throat Mossad style. Probably not a fucking. If you're just listening, Eddie is wearing one of the hottest windbreakers of all time. We're actually dropping a couple of windbreakers. This one may or may not come out, but it's pretty good. I'm obviously going to take it off him. There's not really much else on the agenda other than the Com Games being done.
Oh.
Like Scotland.
What the fuck?
Scotland
Didn't
got
they
him.
just have him?
Scotland got him? Did Scotland get him?
I feel like Scotland had him recently.
Glasgow.
And where are they now? Where are they going to be? Gloucester?
No, they're going to Glasgow.
Again.
He didn't hear your question.
When the last time they had it.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're going to Glasgow for 2026.
I feel like the last Com Games were in Glasgow. That's what I feel like.
2014.
Where were the last ones?
Yeah, look.
England.
Oh, that's right. Manchester or fucking.
I'm just guessing.
No, they were definitely in England somewhere. Birmingham.
Great part of the world. You'd have to assume that's where I'm from, right?
Yeah, they were in Birmingham. And then the Goldie before that.
But I'm just saying, for me personally, like you'd have to assume that's where my
If
fucking
you're not
lineage comes from.
if you're not from Birmingham, explain that to me.
You know what I mean? I have to be.
There's a place called Birmingham in England. You're English. That's where you're from.
My old man wants to do Ancestry. That fucking there's like some show.
I actually can. You know what we should do? Let's do it on the show.
What? An Ancestry.com?
Yes.
Do you have to do? Is that poo related?
No, you send off spit.
Get it, Tobler?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I'd love to know.
You-
Because people always go, "What have you got in you?"
Yeah, you've got something in there.
And I don't know, and I'd love to know.
Yeah. I bet you mine's like, yeah, you're white as fuck, dude. That's all it is. You are an Englishman.
See, I want to know what's going on.
Bruce could always get a tan.
Huh?
Bruce could always get a pretty dark tan.
Our grandfather?
Yeah.
That might have been a sort of an alcoholic buzz.
Remember when I was at
Rouge.
Usually get red.
uni? Everyone thought I was Turkish.
Yes, you do. But you had a bit of Turkish vibe about you. I wonder
The
whether
Turkish.
people often ask me whether whether I've got any like Pacific Islander or Maori because I'm so broad and big. And I have to say to them, maybe. I don't know. Because I am obviously of New Zealand heritage, so there may be some in my past.
You reckon you got Maori in you?
I don't think I have it. I don't think
I think
have
that's pretty.
I don't think I have it.
You're broad.
I'm not saying I have it.
No one's denying your broadness.
I'm not
But there
saying-
are other people that are broad.
Yeah, Maoris.
And the Islanders.
Yeah. I'm just
They
saying-
are a broad, strong people.
Yeah, they are broad, strong people. And I'm not sure whether I am a part of that people. I'd argue.
There's just
I don't think I am.
There's
People
just
say
there's
it.
just there's probably other things that I'd probably look to that you don't have.
Like what?
Strength.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'm not that strong, am I? That's a good point. Maybe that's more environmental.
Okay.
You know?
Yep. Yep. Okay.
Or maybe it's just that I'm not Maori.
Mouldy.
Moldy. Could you imagine if I was that? That'd be pretty dope.
Well, we're gonna find out.
We are gonna
We're
find
gonna find out. We're gonna find
Are we
out.
going to find out, Tobler?
Yep, absolutely we will on Ancestry.com.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Okay, great.
Then I get pinned for like an ancient murder.
Yeah, what, you?
You know the guy that fucking.
Because you're related to someone who did
Or
it.
Jack the Ripper.
No. It was
the
the
East Area rapist.
The East Area rapist.
Oh, yeah. That was actually really
That was an
fucked
East
up.
Area rapist joke.
An East area. It was
The
but
guy-
you know what it
the
was? It was
guy-
an Ancestry.com joke.
The guy got off for years, right? They couldn't find him. They could never pin it.
Yes.
They didn't know who the fuck it was. One of his ancestors did the fucking test. They had
DNA pin.
They had semen or saliva from one of the crime scenes, and then it pinned with Ancestry.com when one of his second or third cousins did the test. Then they traced it, looked back through her family, who lived in the area at the time, who could it possibly be? It was only one guy, an ex-cop up, bang, got him in his 80s. There you go.
Crazy.
Joseph
Crazy.
James D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Great. He was, mate,
He was a piece of shit.
who was
He
it? Was
a
it
psycho.
Case File, an Australian podcast?
Case File
actually.
did a great one.
Really good one on him. It was like
Oh,
a 6
really?
or 7 parter. This guy was a sicko, bro.
Can someone please
he raped?
leave comments of great fucking...
Did he rape He raped maybe like 50 people,
And it goes from the beginning
and
when
then he
just
killed,
started
and then
doing
he ends
weird
up
shit.
killing 8 or 9, maybe.
Yeah.
He's like one of the great sickos of all time.
Oh, Jesus. Can people leave comments of good case filey murder podcast? Remember when the Serial came out? Oof. That was sick. Then there's a couple.
Original Serial was like, that's the godfather of podcasts.
Well, it's just, yeah, because it changed. Well, crime podcast. But it's sort
no,
of...
as in, I genuinely think that people didn't.
Ricky Gervais and shit.
No, I'm talking about the punter. Okay, well, Godfather might not be the right word. What got people, the general public, onto
Hooked into
podcasts?
potties? Yeah.
That was nothing did it more than that.
Mate, that was awesome. And there was another one that they did the same. Serial did. And
it wasn't that long ago. It was about 9 years
Bo
ago.
Bergdahl, the second season?
No, that wasn't as good.
No. There was
That's a weird story though.
So what was the first one called?
Case file. I mean,
Serial.
Serial.
And
Which
that
was
Adnan
about
Syed.
who got out.
Yes. And then the other one that they did annoyed me because I was into it and then it never got to a resolution.
But no, that was the second one was about.
There was a third one.
The third one about the guy that made the clocks?
Yes.
Yeah, that
What
was,
was that?
that wasn't a serial.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't a serial. It was like a spin-off.
Just check that. I thought it was.
No, it was a spin. No, it was a spin-off.
It sucked. Well, it didn't suck. It had me, and then I was like,
The Bergdahl one was.
then Teacher's Pet. I feel like it's Teacher's Pet's up there as one of the biggest all time, right? Or is that just because I'm Australian?
I don't know.
I think it was globally huge.
I know for a fact it was globally huge. I just don't know how big globally huge.
Can you go for like biggest?
Is Serial season 1 still the biggest all time? Have to be.
Maybe not though, because again, if you're talking about people being into it,
but it's also zeitgeisty. Like,
yeah, but not everyone was doing podcasts. Now it's like if you don't listen to podcasts, you're probably a freak.
Was it S-Town, the one you're talking about?
S-Town.
Yeah, so that wasn't a serial.
Shit Town or whatever they would say. But wasn't it a serial production?
It was Serial Productions.
Serial, and then the name of it was S-Town.
No,
So
it was the
through
same
NPR.
production house made it, but it wasn't part of the serial. No. No. It wasn't a serial. It wasn't
Serial's the name of the production.
It wasn't Serial season 3.
Dirty John's another popular one.
Dirty John was great.
That they turned into a Netflix
Eric Bana.
show. My Favorite Murder is a massive one.
Well, can you go to like the biggest?
Yeah, I'll go to the charts.
Not the charts.
Just go to like an article or something about.
Yeah,
like
I've got
the
a Rolling
biggest.
Stone article here.
Yeah, what's that?
So it's got Serial as number 1,
When was it written?
2022.
Okay.
It's not bad. It's not bad math. What's second?
Second is Dirty John.
Third?
Third is My Favorite Murder, where it's a similar anthology series where they pick a different one each week and do a couple. Oh, no, they do shitloads, but just one at a time each week. Big deep dive into it. Criminal's another big one.
Crime Junkie here saying podcast series, biggest serial, My Favorite Murder, Teacher's Pet, Criminal, Morbid, a true crime podcast.
My Teacher's Pet. Third.
But I don't know if that's now. Then it gets down to last podcast on the left, so I don't know what the fuck that means.
I can guarantee you the last podcast on the left isn't in the top 10 all time.
Sure, well, it doesn't even sound like a murder podcast.
Black Hands is also a phenomenal podcast.
What's that?
It's about a family who get murdered in New Zealand, and they pin it on one guy, but it unfolds to be a much deeper.
Oh, don't tell me the result of that. I might listen to that.
It's good.
Black Hands.
Black Hands.
Love that shit.
Love it. All right, punters, dribblers, that's us. We're going to go.
Love you so much.
Before we go, a reminder that grand final day, 12 till 3, but really 12 till fucking whenever. We are going to be at Truck Bar in Brookvale, ripping and a tearing, warming up for the grand final. So tickets are on sale now at hellosport.shop. You can go find them. From 12 till 3, it's all you can drink, all you can eat. And then from there, you just continue to enjoy yourself as any young, red-blooded Australian would. Eddie, myself, Hello Sport and friends. It's going to be raffles and prizes, shit to win. There's going to be fun to be had. Get on to hellosport.shop, get a ticket, come and have a rip with us, a grand final rip. One more rip for the
A
ages.
rip of note.
A rip of note. Watching some rugby league football go down. We'll see you there. hellosport.shop. Bring your friends, bring your mum, bring your misso. I don't give a fuck.
Mums and daddies, you haven't been a muggers till you've been a
truck
brat.
bar.
Great point.
Yep. Okay.
Mate.
Yep.
Could you two just not talk anymore?